Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Angelica, and in this video I will talk about inking in October and show you my inking art supplies. And like most of the year I had looked forward for Inktober, and I have planned to do both this video and later on during the October month some videos of my inkings from the art challenge. But right now just the whole Inktober name doesn't have a good feeling to it, and that's because the creator of Inktober has quite recently been accused of plagiarism. So right now a lot of people are boycotting Inktober, and me myself, I thought a little bit about it, because right now it doesn't feel so good to promote that art challenge. So I looked at other people's videos about the subject and read through the comments of those videos, and I did think a little back and forth of how I will do, because I know I have a tiny channel, but still I don't want to get any haters after me. So what I saw was that a lot of people still are doing Inktober this year, but not under the hashtag Inktober or Inktober 2020. And so I just thought, yeah, I will do that too, because I have planned for this month quite a bit, and as I said, I have looked forward to it for most of the year. So I still will be doing an art challenge, and I still will be inking for 31 days, or at least as always try to ink for all the 31 days in October. It's quite difficult, and that's because it is a challenge. So me myself, I will not participate in the official Inktober prompt list either, which I have done for the last 2 years. Instead I have created my own prompt list, and I will leave a link down below in the description box so you can look it out if you want to follow that too. And as a title for the prompt list I just wrote inking in October, because that's what I will do. I will be inking in October, and I probably will use that as a hashtag, a long hashtag, but it will be good. So I won't say so much about the situation right now with the creator of Inktober, because when I film this video we don't know so much, and yeah, I don't want to get myself involved in that, because to be honest I don't quite know so much about these two people anyway. But yeah, about the whole thing about plagiarism, if that is true, that is quite bad, and nothing that I support, just so you know. So yeah, we will see how it all turns out, and maybe I will do the real Inktober next year. We will see, but as for right now I won't do the real challenge. So if you never heard about Inktober or like an art challenge, it is that you are going to draw one painting every day for an entire month. And there are more art challenges than Inktober, but me myself, I have only done Inktober because it have fitted me the most. So yeah, and in this video I will talk about how I prepare for an art challenge like Inktober, and I will show you and talk about how I did prepare for Inktober of last year. And you will see that I draw the challenges on quite small pieces of paper, because when you do large pieces of paper it can be quite challenging, or more challenging than the challenge itself. You can be quite overwhelmed, so I prefer to do small pieces. And hang on, we must have Vitra in the background. Yeah, and I will show you my ink supplies that I use, and I don't use only black ink. I use other colors too and blend them, and you can blend them out with water, and if you blend black out with water you get a gray instead of a black, and you can lighten the colors a bit like you can do with watercolor. So that can be good to know, because I forgot to mention that when I show you my art supplies. So yeah, I hope you still will be doing the challenge this year, but not the official Inktober challenge, because don't boycott a good challenge, because you challenge yourself, and you get yourselves better skills, art skills. You build up your own art skills, and that is always good. And it's also so that the Inktober community are bigger than its creator, so have that in mind. But yeah, for right now I don't do the regular Inktober. So inking in October is my art challenge this month. So yeah, so check out my prompt list and follow it if you like, and I will follow it, but I don't know if I will do all the 31 days. We'll see. So yeah, with that being said, and I hope I have been able to get out the way I feel. It's quite difficult to talk in a different language, and I might have done a script for this, but yeah, like I said, the whole incident with the creator is not fun, and not this time of year so close to Inktober. But right now we don't know for sure if he is guilty or not, and yeah, we will see further on how it all ends. But yeah, that's how it is. So now we will move on to more fun things, so let's begin. The first thing I did for Inktober of last year, and which I can really recommend if you are doing an art challenge that takes a whole month, is to plan it out before the month even starts. And yeah, I can't say month or quite accurate, but hey, you do hopefully understand what I'm trying to say. I try my best, I promise you. So the first thing I did for Inktober last year was to take my sketch pad, and this is 70 GSM, so very thin paper, and the size is A4, because where I live we use A sizes, so A3, A4, A5 and so on and so forth. And I did draw lines here, so you have like 4 sections, one for each day, so I don't use so much of the paper and don't do so advanced sketches. So I did do this quite easy, and I did it before October started. So here are some of my sketches, and some days I didn't draw a sketch, but I did a challenge that day anyway. And sometimes, like here, I have a dragon, but I realized I couldn't draw a dragon, so I draw a dragon fruit instead. And yeah, some days I just didn't do the challenge. Like here I did a treasure chest, but that day I didn't do. But it was quite good to draw out every day like this, even if I did know from the start that I won't do all 31 days. So, and when you prepare, you don't have to prepare for 31 days if you're gonna prepare at all. But yeah, you can start with like the first 8 days, and then when you are on day like 6, you can draw out your plans for the next days. And for some of the days I use a reference photo, and it's quite good to know that you can just go out on Google and take a reference photo. You can go out on Google and search for the word to be inspired, but you can't just nick the reference photos there. You have to use royalty free. It's quite good to know if you don't know. So the sites I use are Unsplash and Pixabay. And yeah, here you have my sketch for day 1, ring. So here is the drawing for that day. And this was quite fun to do, with some purple in different colors and or shades, I might say, different purple shades, and silver and some white, if you can see that. So that's day 1. And day 2 I have the prompt word mindless. So yeah, I can also say that I did write the prompt for every day. That can be good to know. So mindless, I did this, and I'm sorry for the glare. I don't have so good lighting yet when I'm filming, but you know, you can use what you have. So that's mindless. And here I have day 3. For last year the prompt word was bait. And here I have to write the word in Swedish, so I did understand it better, because sometimes a word in a different language can be quite tricky. So here is that. And here I tried to do a more like an illustration, because that's what I love with inking. Or for those who can ink, that do good illustrations. And I would love to do more illustrations, but that's not my style, as you might see. And here day 4 was freeze, and here is the painting for that day. And the reference photo for this painting was on my own hand. I just hold it like this before the camera, something like that, and just take photos. I took several photos, and that's a good idea if you want to paint different body parts to just take the reference photos yourself. So that's how I plan out the days, and if you don't want to plan out the days, you don't have to. But some people do say it's cheating to do that, and you just have to do the sketching or the planning the same day. But it can be quite overwhelming with 31 days. So I don't see anything wrong in doing it like this. So yeah, that's how I did it last year. And now a little bit of a change of scenery. Now I just put out my cutting, I don't know if you call a mat or a board. Just where you can cut on. So the paper I use for Inktober or just inking anyway is this Daily Rowney Bristol board. And I have also tried Strathmore Bristol board, and it's quite good too. But I can get the Daily Rowney's Bristol board quite easier where I live, so I chose to work with this. And what I do is I don't use a whole A4 sheet, so I just take it out. I won't do that now, but just take it out. And you can do this two ways. You can use a ruler, or you can use a smaller block, or just the cardboard on the board on the back if you just have a piece of that lying, and just put it on the full A4 size sheet and just cut it in half. And yeah, I'm dangerous with a knife now, but so then you can have a smaller size sheet, or you can just buy a smaller pad of paper, but it's I do think most of the time it's cheaper to buy a big pad and just cut it down yourself. That's what I do anyway, so there's a tip for you if you want to save a little bit of money. Then we have my inking supplies. We can start with this bottle that are plastic, just a regular bottle. And the reason I put the word ink on it is because I can't write it in Swedish now, because the ink do stuck quite good on plastic, so I know that I will only use it for ink. So that's why. And I also have these droppers that I get for my eyes. So there are salt water in them, and then I just reuse them. I also have some that I use for watercolor, to put the water in the pans or on the paint. But as you can see with this bottle, the ink sticks inside, and it also do that on this dropper. So when I have used them for ink, I can just throw them away, because I have quite a few. And then I also have a plastic palette, just a cheap one, with quite a lot of wells, which are good if you are blending colors. And yes, you can blend color with ink if you like. And then we can put that aside. And then I have, I put that aside too. And then I have some different brushes that are all synthetic, and this is Daily Rowney Graduate, and this yellow one is system free. and I only use them for ink because the ink sticks quite well in the bristle as well. And a toothpick, just a regular wooden toothpick, and I use this to blend the ink in the bottle, because with white, silver and gold it separates, so you get like a thick liquid down in the bottle. So this is useful for just blend them well together, so you get the ink, a real ink. And I reuse this. I like to reuse things, and put them aside as well. That. And here I have a dip pen with just shaft, I think it's the correct word, and just you can remove the nib quite well. And I store my nib in this plastic tin, maybe you should call it a tin. Sometimes it's quite hard to find the right words in English, and I have different nibs, but these small ones are quite hard to get to stick in and get them to stick, maybe I should say, on this pen. And the one I prefer is this nib. It works best for me, so I have some extras of them. So that's my supplies for inking, except the ink itself, but I just realized when I'm on the subject with ink sticks to the nibs and the brushes and the plastic. So the thing I use to clean the things that I have used for ink is, I do believe we call it dish soap. I do realize I should have looked some words up before I did this video, but yeah. Regular dish soap to clean them. It works quite well, just so you know. So there's a tip for you. And moving on to my inks, I have I have some colors. And I have black Indian ink from Royal Talens. I have Royal Talens drawing ink in some different colors, and some Winsor & Newton ink. And I did put them on the side so you can see them better. And I like the Indian ink, and I do believe it's archival, but I'm not quite sure. And the Winsor & Newton are not archival, and the other drawings I'm not sure. But I do think that most inks are not archival. So I have yellow, purple, blue, white, red, gold, silver, and another yellow, and another purple. So it's different shades of yellow and different shades of purple. And I can give you one good tip with the bottles. You might can notice some marks on this lid. And it's because when ink dries, like I said before, it stucks. And with the lid, it stucks quite well. So what you can do is just hold the lid under running hot water for like a minute or two, and then it would be so easy to remove the lid. So there's a tip for you. So let's move them a little bit there. And I also have some ink pens and some glare. This is Sakura Pigma Micron. this contains 6 fine liners and a brush pen, all in black. And then I have bought a separately a pink, and also I think this is just a gel pen, Uniball Signo, and this have a broad tip because I couldn't get it with a fine tip. So that's all my inking supplies. And I did talk about the separations. I just gonna show you a little fast here how you get thick liquid down in the bottle and like a loose liquid, if you can call it that, up top. So first thing I do is shake them, and then I take the toothpick and just move it down there. So I hope that you are inspired to do inking in October, even if you're not doing the regular Inktober. And I hope you got some tips from my video, and maybe you will purchase some new inking supplies. Like I always say it's always fun with new art supplies. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, and if you want to see more of my content, please subscribe to my channel, and I will be very grateful for that. So go ahead and prepare for October and inking. So I will see you in my next video. Bye! Bye-bye.